Hi there. Are you taking the IELTS reading exam soon? Are you worried about the yes, no, not given questions? Believe it or not, solving yes, no, not given or true, false, not given problems are easier than you think. Welcome to Understanding Yes, No, Not Given Questions, Part 2. Presented by Bounce English. In this video, you will learn how to answer yes, no, not given or true, false, not given questions on the IELTS reading exam. For this lesson, we will just refer to them as yes, no, not given questions. If you're worried about yes, no, not given questions, you are not alone. Many students find these questions very difficult and very confusing. But don't worry, once you know how to approach them, yes, no, not given questions are easy. I have 2 tips for success when answering yes, no, not given questions. First, make sure you understand the difference between yes, no, or not given. Second, pay attention to the little words. To understand the difference between yes, no, or not given, let's review what we learned in Understanding Yes, No, Not Given Questions, Part 1. So what does yes, no, not given really mean? Yes, I can find information in the reading that confirms the test statement. No, I can find something in the reading that contradicts the test statement. Not given. There is no information in the text to confirm or contradict the test statement. When you understand how yes, no, not given differ, you will be able to answer these questions more confidently. Now, let's look at my second tip more closely. Pay attention to the little words. In English, there is a saying, big things come in small packages. This means that the size of something does not always properly indicate its value, meaning that even though something is small, it may have great value or importance. Most students are afraid of big words on the IELTS exam, but little words are often very important, especially on the yes, no, not given questions. Let's look at how paying attention to the little words can help when answering yes, no, not given questions. For example, say your IELTS text is, creative children should be allowed to daydream. There are 3 yes, no, not given statements about this text. Some children should be allowed to daydream. Parents should let their children daydream. Most child psychiatrists agree creative children should be allowed to daydream. Now, read through each statement and try to determine what specific words will help you decide if the answer is yes, no, or not given. Here's a hint. They are often the little words. Let's look at the first statement. Some children should be allowed to daydream. What's the most important word in this first test statement? In this case, the word to pay attention to is some. Some children are creative children. Therefore, the answer is yes. Next, let's look at the statement, parents should let their children daydream. What do you think the most important word in this test statement is? This one is a little tricky. In this case, it's children. Unlike the first example, there is no article before the word children. Since there is no article before children, this means that the yes, no, not given statement is about all children. Not all children are creative. Therefore, the answer is no. Finally, we have most child psychiatrists agree creative children should be allowed to daydream. Here, the critical words are most child psychiatrists. The text does not mention child psychiatrists. While it may be true that most child psychiatrists think creative children should daydream, this information is not provided in the reading text. Since no information is given about child psychiatrists, the answer is not given. Remember, even if you believe a yes, no, not given statement to be true, unless it is stated in the reading text, the answer is not given. Let's look at another example about a well-known painting called Nighthawks. This reading text is a little longer. Take a few minutes to read through this text. You can pause the video to read at your own speed. Then I will read through the text. One of the most distinctive works of modern American art is Edward Hopper's Nighthawks. Completed in 1942, the last touches were added on January 21st, according to an annotation in Hopper's journal. The painting was immediately recognized as a masterpiece by the director of the Art Institute of Chicago, who called it as fine as anything by Homer, in reference to the renowned American landscape painter. The Art Institute purchased Nighthawks for $3,000, an impressive sum at the time, and it has remained in the Institute's holdings to this day. Let's look at these 3 yes, no, not given statements about this text. The Art Institute of Chicago paid a lot of money for the painting because it was instantly thought to be a great work of art. Art critics believe that this piece is as good as anything by American landscape artist Homer. This painting is called Nighthawks because it is set at night. Pause the video and take a few minutes to answer each of these statements with yes, no, or not given. Then we'll go through each of the answers together. Let's start by reading through each statement and identify the little words we can use to check against the text. For this first statement, the key words are a lot of, money, and instantly, thought to be a great work of art. In the text, it states that the $3,000 paid for this painting was an impressive sum at the time. So we can confirm that the Art Institute paid a lot of money. Next, we can confirm that the painting was instantly thought to be a great work of art because the text states the director of the Art Institute immediately recognized it as a masterpiece. Since we could confirm that the key words in this statement were represented in the text, the answer is yes. In this next statement, the key words are art critics. Similar to our earlier example, there is no article with art critics, so this means all art critics. It was the Art Institute's director who compared Hopper to Homer, not all critics. Therefore, the answer is no. This last one is easy. While the painting is set at night, the reason for the name of the painting is not given in the text. Therefore, the answer is not given. Let's review what we covered. First, make sure you understand the difference between yes, no, and not given. You can learn all about this in Understanding Yes, No, Not Given Questions, Part 1. Second, pay attention to the little words. Remember, read through the statements first and try to find the key words to help you determine if the answer is yes, no, or not given. They are often the little words. Pay attention to whether adjectives or articles such as some, a, or many are included in the text, or if they are absent. These little words can have a big impact on the meaning of the statement. Thank you for watching Understanding Yes, No, Not Given Questions, Part 2. Visit us today at bounceenglish.rocks for more information on this and our other IELTS courses. Sign up today. Bounce English. Where will your next bounce take you?